This video clip is kind of focused around friendship. There's a couple of things I realized in my other two clips I haven't kind of touched in on, but I think it's okay. I'll go ahead and touch in on it now. So you'll notice as you read through this week on friendship, how everything has been intentionally built. So like what we did last week is still coming back into this week. It might be being used as fluency. Um, it might be something that we're revisiting to really anchor our classroom community and to really make sure that we all understand the classroom procedures so that the time that we have together runs very smoothly and we can very quickly um, move away from compliance to that real sense of um, agency, where kids feel like they are, owning their classroom and feel empowered with their text selections and with the opportunities that they're given in your literacy classroom. So this week focuses around friendship, and you'll notice that I've attached the articles and it has the text dependent questions. I don't necessarily suggest the need to do all of those text dependent questions. You'll notice I'm just targeting a couple. Now, if you want to do a focus skill group at the back table, where maybe you're just focusing with them on how to make sure you really understood the question and how do readers make a skilled decision about where to go back in the text. And then maybe you could bring back in that plot mountain and you could have them thinking about, well, where did that happen in the story and how can I scan back very quickly to that spot. And we know that readers can generally tell us, oh, I know it's important to reread. And they know that's important. They've heard teachers say that. But a lot of kids, especially these kids we're dealing with in summer camp, like that's a tough thing for them. So the more concrete we can make that, the more we can really show them how that is done, is going to really empower them. So that might be an opportunity for a skilled group. So they've already had this level of support with the text that they read, and now they're coming back and they're just kind of focusing in on that skill set of how I tackle a question. I try to make sure that the lessons that we're choosing are respecting the whole year they've already had with their grade standards. So I know that, in their classrooms, I know we have a sea of very talented teachers that have been working with their third grade students. And I want to respect the fact that they've already had some really wonderful, engaging instruction. And I don't want to, assume they don't know what the plot of the story is or they don't know what theme is. I really think they do. They might not be experts at it yet. They might not be able to do it independently yet, but this has been in their standards. But this is an opportunity to come back through summer camp and be very strategic. And hopefully, we're bringing some sources to them that they haven't seen, and they're able to apply it in a different way. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention to you is I try to make sure that all the fluency work and the vocabulary work we do is grounded right within the text we've already read or that we are reading. And I think that is very important because many of our students who are struggling, um, I prefer to say striving readers who are striving to be successful, um, they are lacking in their knowledge of books and how they work, or structure of text and how they work. They do not have a large vocabulary base to pull from. And oftentimes their background knowledge, because of their limited reading experiences and limited language experiences, it makes comprehension very complex for them. So I wanted to make sure that any of the fluency pieces we're doing are happening back into text we've already read and studied well. And I wanted to make sure vocabulary work is coming right from the text that we have done. And I really tried to look for text, and I think you'll see this as we go week to week. We start to see some meaningful connections, even taking place across text and across themes. Now, this week in friendship, you'll notice there's a little mini performance task. I feel strongly that reading and writing have a really strong connection. And I think anytime we can have our readers writing it really helps them process what they think. And um, I think writing is a very important component of anything we're doing with our literacy campers. So I don't want you to think of this mini performance task as like this full blown essay task that they're doing. I want you to think of it as in terms as of us being able to help and support that process of students being able to clarify their ideas with evidence and being able to communicate their ideas clearly. And I think that's important work for us to do with them over the break. Um, and let me just kind of take a quick check here to see if there is anything else. Um, oh, so each week with the theme that we're doing, I put some suggestions of some genre blessings. So I will always bring quite a collection from my classroom library. Certainly not my entire collection, but a good sampling. Um, I try to make sure I have poetry books, fairy tale books, folk tale books, space books, animal books, the things that kids like. Um, but I think it's important if you didn't bring your classroom library, use the media specialist who's been assigned to your school, access that classroom media center. And so if we're studying, for example, this week is folk tales, fairy tales, traditional literature, go check out a wide leveled variety of those and do a little book blessing each day in your community meeting and bless some of those books to those students and have them on display. So when it's independent time, they can go and pick them out and they can read them. And then they're able to apply the structure that you're teaching them and they're able to look for some of those commonalities across the structure. So I think that was about it. That's all that's new for this week. I hope you enjoy your week.